we're here at the Bilston Guys, the shocks. Let's see if we order some sets. E aí, Ingo?
Oi, boa tarde, Marcelo. Tudo bem?
Bom, vamos ver os amortecedores aí.
Vamos entrar.
Ingo, eu preciso de um jogo desses amortecedores, tá? Então vai ser a mola. Você precisa ver para mim que o carro vai ser bem potente, tá? A gente vai botar em torno de uns 650 cavalos no carro. Então vê aí, calcula para mim a mola, qual mola que é melhor para a gente usar, qual a pressão de mola usar e faz um jogo dos amortecedores, tá?
Vamos ver qual é o peso o seu carro tive. Qual motor você tem agora?
Vai ser um LS3 da GM. É um igual do Corvette.
Vamos ver os pesos. Vou visitar na sua empresa mais uma vez, por favor. E vamos medir todas de novo.
Então, aí você vê, o peso ele vai ser bem igual ao que a gente já calculou.
Ok.
Tá?
Mas...
Que vai ser... é isso aí. Esse aqui, né? 500, 500, 300, 300.
Vamos testar com essas molas.
Total sem piloto, 1670, é isso aí.
Vamos testar a primeira vez com essas nós já tivemos. E depois vamos modificar as molas até você estar satisfeito, tá bom?
Tá, legal.
E com o setting vamos começar também, com esse setting. E vamos testar algumas vezes, até você estar satisfeito.
Tá bom. Beleza.
Ok.
Aí a gente faz o... Então pode começar pra mim, tá? Faz um jogo. Lembra que são 4 traseiros, né? 2 e 2. 2 em cada traseira e 1 em cada suspensão dianteira. Tá bom. Quando você acha que fica pronto isso aqui?
2 semanas.
2 semanas?
Tá bom?
Ah, tá bom. Pra mim tá bom. É o tempo que eu termino de soldar o chassi, de fazer tudo lá e a gente já fica tranquilo. Tá bom.
Tá bom.
Beleza. Ingo.
Vamos fazer.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Tá, tchau. Isso aqui, né? Escuderia, tudo isso aqui.
Essas caixinhas menores.
Tá tudo aí. Tá bom. Então eu vou levar, tá? Vou carregar e beleza. Tá. Tchau, tchau. Obrigado. So we took the suspensions to press fit the bushings and we just received them back. Here you can see the bushings that we use. These are the same type as BMW, as Audi, Mercedes uses also. So it's much better than those plastic ones that we used in the past. These are rubber and it's really very nice. This is our chassis. If this chassis was to be shipped, just a chassis, not a complete car or a body kit installed up to it, this is how we would be shipping. It would be painted. But since this car is going to be a complete car, we're not going to paint the chassis now. We first install the body, make the roof structure, weld the roof structure, then we take off the body and paint the chassis. This chassis is for my client called Matt and from Texas. And I'm going to give an overview on the chassis, on how we ship, what is included in the chassis. Just a plain chassis. If you want the chassis with all accessory installed as steering rack, steering column, radiators, wiper motors and all other stuff, the brake boosters and brake cylinder. All the supports and brackets are already welded, all laser cut, and you just have to just bolt to the chassis. So let's look at an overview here at the chassis. So here in the front you have wiper motor support. You just bolt onto it. Over here you have both the supports for the steering rack. Here the brake booster and the cylinder clutch. The clutch cylinder here. And over here you have all the bolts to pass the wiring harness to the front of the car. And here bolts for the horn. Suspension. The suspension is already welded. Here the bolts for the door hinges are already welded. Here is the coilover support, which normally in these cars it is fixed like in an angle, but I like to fix it like straight. So I put the bracket a little bit up front with this reinforcement here. So here's the right side of the cockpit. You have also all the bolts for the wiring harness. Here's where the wiring harness is going to the doors. This firewall is redimensioned so the Diablo body will perfectly fit here on top, and the bolts for the seat belts are already installed. Here also the bolts, reinforcements for the seats, the holes for the seats already done to fix the seats. Here's the back side, the motor cradle. So the suspension here, you already have the suspension, the shocks, brackets, 2 shocks in each rear suspension. Here's the radiator support. This comes from the laser cut already for the radiators that we do. It's custom made. The radiator is just plain fit here. Bolts for the wiring harness to the back of the car. It goes all around. This is something we changed that we learned when we made our track chassis. That in a track the back was wobbling a little bit. So what we saw was that this reinforcement here for the back, it was too short. So it was necessary to go and throw it all the way back, right at the rear suspension here. And it really improved and made more, the back of the car was really more rigid. Here it's the left rear suspension, actually the same thing. Over here we have, on the driver's side, we have for the, if you are using the Alpha 164 steering column, which is the same that the original Diablo uses. This is the support that goes already to the car, already fixed to the correct position to the seats. Here are the pedals that we make. This is custom made for us, and this is custom made. We make it. I design it and draw it in AutoCAD and have it cut and bent. For this client specifically, he is using an LS3 motor, so he sent me his LS3 accelerator, the wireless accelerator, and we installed it for him. Here are also all the brackets, all the bolts for the wiring harness and all for the tubes that will go from the front to the car to the motor side. Here also all the bolts for wiring harness. And over here you have the left side front suspension. Another thing that we changed in our car is this part here. We redimensioned it so the body would perfectly fit here and sit perfectly to the chassis. And this is basically our chassis here. I forgot to mention, we have the handbrake support, so it's already just a plain bolt on for the handbrake, and basically that. We made some changes to this chassis that we learned when we did the track chassis, and we learned that we could do some changes that would put some weight to the car, but very few weight to the car, and make the strength and rigidity of this chassis much better. And I'm not going to tell everything we did, because then I want you to buy my chassis. But this is a good overview of our chassis. This is how we ship, and just paint it if you want a chassis from Scuderia. Okay?